So, hello guys, this is Victor Oyefeso here. How are you today? And welcome to Conversation with Victor Oyefeso. Wherever you are joining us from, kindly tell us your location. Let me appreciate you especially. And also, please let me know if the audio is good. Just type the audio is good. And also, if the lighting is perfect, type the lighting is perfect. Our guest is already in the room. I just need to bring him on and we are ready to go. Conversation with Victor Oyefeso. It's about sharing stories of grass to grace and inspiring people. Many are giving up because they thought the challenges they are going through is unique to them, and every other person are fine, and they're just the one going through life is being unfair to them. So I felt that a program like this would encourage many and make them realize that all those people out there whom you are, whom you see as success, have gone through various challenges of life and are still going through it. I was following the Dangote story and I was thinking to myself, if Dangote can be going through this situation, because sometimes we think that, oh, I'm going through this because I don't have money or because I don't have people or because I don't know the president. If Dangote want to see President Tinubu today, I think the time is around past 2 now, he will see him. That is the kind of influence he has. But that still does not mean that life will still not throw challenges at him. So, Conversation with Victor Oyefeso is a platform for us to talk about how people are coping with challenges or have coped with their challenges, and they have been able to use it to build their success story. So once again, if the volume and the audio is good, please type the audio is good. If the lighting is perfect, type the lighting is perfect, because that is almost, that's the only way I can know, and I can ask my team to adjust the light. All right. In the next 1 minute, I will be bringing in Mr. Olayinka Ayodele to join us on this conversation. All right. Okay. I'm sure Mr. Ayodele will be joining us any moment from now. All right. Great. Finally, Mr. Ayodele, it's good to have you here.
Same here, my brother. I greet you.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Oyefeso.
Yes, I'm good. It's been very challenging bringing you on I don't know what is happening to my network or um, the Instagram. All
It's
right.
okay.
Um,
It's all right.
please, can you hear me now? I need to be sure that my volume, my voice is good.
I can hear you. I can hear you. It's not too clear, but it's okay. It doesn't have
Yeah,
to be
great,
perfect.
great. All right, this is Conversation with Victor Oyefeso. And the idea behind this show is to encourage people out there to understand that there are phases in life, there are stories in life. Some of them are not very pleasant, and almost everyone is going through one story, one challenges or the other. But sometimes we think, is it my village people? Am I so unlucky? Am I so unfortunate? Why is my own like this? Why have I failed this much? This person got it right once. Okay, this other one got it right just twice. So why this is my sixth time? Why is it difficult for me to get it right? And sometimes it's because we've not really heard the stories of others, because if we read more, if we pay attention more, we would realize that what is happening to us is not just about us. It has nothing to do with, maybe I should say nothing or little to do with our village people, because your village people is also going through a challenge, their own challenges, so they
Mm.
probably don't even have your time. So this conversation with Victor Oyefeso is for us to learn from successful people or people who have seemingly gone through life, and they've used whatever challenges they've gone through to build and to scale to where they are today. So we're going to be sharing breakthrough, failures, success story. We're going to be chatting. We're going to be laughing. There's going to be some light mode. There's going to be some probably some serious mode. But altogether, I believe it's going to be a beautiful time for us to learn, for us to converse, for us to share time together. On the show today, I have Mr. Olayinka Ayodele. I call him Zeemobi. I call him Zeemobi. I think I always find it very difficult to even remember his name. Sometimes I have to go to Facebook to remember his name. That his brand name has registered so much on my head that if you wake me up from sleep and say Zeemobi, I can relate easily. I'm not sure how I get to know you, Zeemobi, but I'm sure we've known one another for like at least 6 years now. And I think we met sometime in 2020 or 2019. I think it was 2019 in Abuja when I
Okay,
visited.
that was when you
And
visited my outlet in
yes,
Abuja.
yes, that was when I visited your outlet in Abuja. And I think you're a very, very cool person, very nice person, very open, very receptive. Because meeting someone for the first time just from Facebook took me to your outlet. And even later, you sent me a gift. I won't forget that. Very nice, very nice way, very beautiful way. So, Mr. Olayinka Ayodele is a fashion designer, fashion stylist. Is playing at the top of his game. I think he's doing well. I was in Nigeria, like I said, now in the UK. And one of the things that I think inspired me about him is that when he left for the UK, he continued to do what he was known for in Nigeria. Some people go to the UK and that is all. They kill their dream. They start their 9 to 5. They just want to enjoy the facility there and then just enjoy, good life. They no longer build. So that I think that's one of the things that inspired me about you, the fact that you continue to promote the brand. And I see that even majority of your clients are also abroad based. So welcome, Mr. Olayinka Adeyinka. Let me allow you to introduce yourself and to say one or two things.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oyefeso. The name is Ayodele Olayinka Emmanuel. I'm from Kogi State, Kaba precisely, and I'm a I'm a fashion designer uh, by choosing. Let me say by choosing. I studied political science in University of Abuja, and while I was in year two, I had this dream of starting a clothing line. Fashion has always been part of me because I grew amongst my uncles that loved fashion, and they had an exquisite fashion sense, and so growing amongst them, it was a privilege for me to to have learned along the way. And when I eventually rather decided to venture into the trade, it was not difficult for me to fine tune myself, and so far it's been awesome. Yeah. I'm a married man, father of three kids. Married. I did inter ethnic marriage. I married an Igbo woman, and we met in school as well, and we've been able to build the dream together. So that
Great,
is Ayodele in brief. Ayodele
yeah,
Olayinka in brief.
great, great. Mr. Ayodele, welcome once again. The show is going to be very exciting. I want you to feel free to express. I want our people to learn. I want our people to see the growth process. This is not a makeup show. This is a show that I want us to be as real as possible. And I love the fact that you went a little bit deep into yourself, your background, your marriage, and everything. So I'll go straight into my first question. Okay, 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 okay. Hold on, please. All right. I'll go straight to my first question. How long have you been in business? And can you tell us how you started? I think you mentioned that briefly, but I would like you to emphasize that this time.
Okay. I've been into clothing for about 14 years now.
Okay,
Yeah, 14 years on paper. 14 years. It started, like a joke. Well, when I officially, registered the brand, it's been 14 years now, precisely. You know, like I said, I was in the university, and there was need for me to do something for myself. Do something for myself because I'm going to be a little bit honest here. I wasn't getting enough funds back home because I'm from a single parent, and I had you know the courage to tell my mom that, look, I can't keep bothering you about my finances. I think I should think about what I could do. She was a bit skeptical about it because she knew it was quite difficult, schooling in Nigeria and then doing business. It could practically lead to failure. So she had her fears, and I could understand why she had those fears. But I told myself that, look, I just had to do this. I just had to do it because I wasn't getting the required funds for me to push my education and my career in entirety. So I started Shared Solution. It was Shared Solution. It wasn't Zeemobi then. And I started making shirts. Whenever I go to KD to get funds from my mom, I get some of the fabrics, back in KD then in Kaduna State. I bring them back to Abuja. They tailor few of them and I sell. It actually started, one of those times I'll go to Kaduna, I'll get those fabrics, I'll make maybe 1 or 2 outfits for myself, and people tend to ask, "This thing looks good on you. Where did you get them?" And all I tell them is, I make this instead of me to tell them that okay, there's a tailor I could refer you to. I started telling them unconsciously. I started telling them that this is what I make. Really, a lot of them were a bit skeptical about it, but they gradually bought into the ideas, and then I started making shirt for 1, for 2, for 3, for 4, and that's how it grew. In my church, it was it was everybody wanted to just wear my brand, the shirt solution shirts. It was basically shirts then. I was making shirts, and then gradually I moved into trousers, and a lot of people were buying into what I do. Bankers were wearing my shirt, engineers were wearing, doctors were wearing it in the teaching hospital in Gogolada. So it was becoming a household name in Gogolada then, and I grew to into doing kaftans as well, and that was how Zeemobi, that was how Share Solution grew. And then when I got married, I had my son. I changed the name to Zeemobi, coinage of Zuriel Chimobi, Obaloloa. That was where I got the name Zeemobi.
Great.
So it all started in school, university, piloting both
education
and then vocation as well. It was
Okay.
what it is.
I want to quickly do a follow-up question. What would you say was your turning point for you? Was it after you graduated from school, or right from school you started making it big? What was your turning point?
I think it was while I was in school. Like I said, people need to be able to be intentional about what they want, and then when they now see a prospect in what they do, then they should put in more passion, and then more intention, and then more concern. So I think I found my rhythm the first year when I started the brand. I saw the coverage it was having, and then the reciprocity I was getting from people, and I knew this can be real. This can become big. So I saw it. So it was right that year. I think that year, at the end of that year, that I knew that this can actually work. So it was while I was in school that I knew this can actually work. Yeah.
Great. So I'd like to ask my next question, which is, what do you think is one thing that has helped you to overcome different seasons of life? I'm in business myself, and I understand that business can have different seasons. Those at some season you want to give up. At some season, maybe you did a deal and then you end up in debt. Was it the same with you, or can you just share a little what has helped you to have overcome different seasons?
I think whoever is on this platform should listen, and listen very well. You see, passion is something that it's not just few words. It entails a lot. Whatever you're doing, be passionate about it. We love it. Be involved in it. People shy away from their dreams easily when they don't have passion in it. It's just like footballers, sport people that get injured. They don't, just because they have 6 month injury doesn't mean they don't want to do it again. They go back after the injury. So people have had life threatening, injuries, like what happened to this young man that plays for, is he what's that his name, that plays for Man U now, that almost lost his life when he was playing for his country. I can't remember vividly now. He still played in this Euros, a very young man, and people are going to have life-threatening issues, like you rightly said. You've been in business, and then you've had times that you feel like walking away. So what actually helped me was the passion, and then grace. I would say grace, because I'm a religious person. I always put God in all I do, and God has actually helped me so thus far. Grace in the sense that while I was doing this business, I had people that that were in between helping out. Like when I mean helping out, I had someone in Kaduna. His name is Clifford Gorom. Usually, then he gives me fabrics. Go. He doesn't even know where I live. I was living in Kaduna. I was living in Abuja. I was schooling a young, entrepreneur that an Igbo man to release his fabrics to you, on credit. It's rare. So that's why I can actually say grace was predominant in what I was doing. So
Let me
and
come in here, Mr. Zeemobi, because you see, I get this word grace all the time. When you ask people about, they say grace. What's your success secret? They say grace. Could it be that, especially this man you mentioned, that he does not know you but would give you his fabric and all that? Could it be that this man has seen some level of integrity on your part or some level of professionalism? Can we also link integrity, professionalism, attention to details to grace? Because when we say grace, it's a little bit confused. So someone is asking, how do I get grace? How do I explain the grace?
okay. What works for A might not work for B. And like I deviated into being a Christian. I don't know, maybe, yeah, I'm religious. Yeah, yes, I am. So I believe so much in the tenets of God, and I believe in the unforeseen, the invisibles. I do believe in that because there's some things that happens to you that um that that it's just supernatural. It's not, because we live in a world of fear. A lot of people are scared of doing business with you. Brothers are even scared of doing business with brothers. So I am not putting aside the place of professionality or the place of character, or the place of integrity. I'm not putting aside. But some people do have all these ingredients and they don't get the grace to play, in very, very pivotal, part of their life. Like I rightly said, I had Chinagorom who could give me. He didn't even make his inquiry where I live, who is my father, who is my mother. And then back then he was giving me fabrics of 300,000. I'm talking about 10 years ago, 400, 500K fabrics. And I'll come back, and then while I was selling, I was sending money. You understand? But he actually first took the risk. What if I had absconded with his fabrics, and then it's not like the way things are. Things are recently, that you have BVN, you can use social media to track whoever embezzles your money and all that. It was pretty difficult back then, So I think I can't really say what he saw in me, but I knew he saw dedication in me. He saw courage. He saw a young student that is not just putting himself on that position of, okay, I need to graduate before I can even think of signing up a business and all
Thank you,
that.
Zeemobi.
Yeah.
I'm going to be curating the time because I want all this to be rounded up in 40 minutes, and we've taken a lot of minutes already. I love the fact that you mentioned dedication and courage. I so much agree that these two ingredients and grace is very important. I believe that the spiritual control the physical, and I believe in grace. It's just that sometimes when I see people talk about grace, I love them to expatiate a little bit. Mr. Zeemobi, please, what does success means to you? What does success mean to you? How do you, at what point do you get to and you see yourself as successful?
I think success to me is what satisfies you as a person, and then what you are able to do to others that can be relatable. I see it as a two-sided sword. Being the other part being your personality, and then the other side being what you prefer to society. That's success to me.
Okay, so success to you is not money, it's not adventure, it's not impact, it's not.
Yeah, I did talk about impact. That's what I meant by two-sided of the sword. The one being you as a person, the other side being what you've been able to mean to the other people in the society. What do? I do clothing. Are people satisfied with what I do? Yes, they are satisfied, and that's why they're still buying. And that is what success means to me. It's not
Great.
just about me alone. It's about the
I love
society. Yeah.
that. I love the fact that you talk about that. You're talking about service.
Yeah.
In people using your service and they are satisfied. I think that's very, very important to me. And I think that's going to take me to my next question. If someone offers you 250 million naira, asking you to stop whatever you're doing, your fashion business, for the next 10 years, just don't do anything, you can travel anywhere, enjoy the 250 million, will you accept it?
Uh, it's a very difficult question, but I don't think personally I will, because I love what I do, and what I do is actually fetching me money, and it can fetch me more money. So 250 million to buy out my dream is a no for me. It's a no, because
It's
my
just for
dream
10
is
years.
priceless.
It's just for 10
Yeah,
years.
my dream in 10 years will fetch me more than that amount. So it's just about my own personal dedication. I think people sell out their dreams easily because they are scared of who they are and then what they can achieve over time. That's it's just like you're telling OBO to take $1 billion to let go singing. I don't think he would want to accept that from you.
Are you
So I will
sure
not
that he's
sell
not
my
going to
dream to.
accept $1 billion?
Yeah, I don't think OBO would be able to sell his dream for $1 billion. It's not worth $1 billion, is it? So if Dangote offers him $1 billion to stop singing, he shouldn't even hear anything music for the next 10 years. Will Davido accept it? He loves what he does.
You
He's from a
can't
rich
say,
family, but he didn't choose.
you can't speak for him. You can't say whether the video will accept it.
Okay, okay. I personally, Ayodele Olayinka, would not accept 250 million naira to say goodbye to my dream. I won't.
No, you are not saying goodbye. You are saying goodbye for 10 years.
I can't imagine myself hibernating my business or what I do, what I love doing. I can't see myself. I'm not speaking. Okay, like you said, I shouldn't speak for OBO. Let me speak for myself. I cannot say I'm going to say I'm going to hibernate my business or my career or what I believe in for 10 years for 250 million. I won't do that.
Great. Great. Thank you for your opinion. I'm moving to the next question. Some few years ago, you moved from Nigeria to the UK. Should we say that is Japa, or what do you think you did? Because I understand a lot of people are Japaing now, selling everything, and forgetting about this country. So, did you Japa?
I didn't japa. I think I had an opportunity to move to considering what is happening in our country, the pessimism, the uncertainties, and the um, let me just be careful with the kind of words I use, but the uncertainties that's befell our country, because if you say I japa, I didn't sell my brand back home. I still had my factory. Every machine is still there. I still had my showroom that's been managed by my mom presently. So if I sold them and I canceled the name Zeemobi in Nigeria, I would have said Ajapa. I would say to everybody that tells me Ajapa that I migrated. Even Abraham in the Bible migrated when God wanted to show him something bigger, something more promising. God showed him that this is where I want you to be. So I saw something that will work for my kids. When my kids can attain their dreams easily, at a very tender age that I never had. If I had it, I'm very sure that I would have been bigger than this. So that was what I did. I didn't japa. Yeah.
Great. So, what will you say to million other Nigerians who want to migrate, but they are not sure? There are a lot of people that are thinking, "I love my country. I don't want to go. I want to stay here." But there are opportunities there. The education there. We have my children. What do you say to people like that?
Um, everybody cannot migrate. Let me not use that word japa. Everybody cannot migrate. It depends on what you are as a person, and then what you stand for, and then what you believe in. I will not say people shouldn't japa, and I will not say people should japa. I think here I'm going to sit on the fence. You have to do your homework very, very well, like I did. I knew what I do back in Nigeria would sell for me in the UK, and I'm already doing it in less than a year, or a year plus, rather, a year and 2 months. You understand? So things are already working very, very fast because I've done my homework. I knew I did my research. I was able to Google and read about how many Nigerians, how many Africans are living in the UK, how many consume African-made outfits, how many does this and that. I was able to do my visibility studies very well, and I moved, and so far it's been promising.
Great. I love what you just said now. You did your feasibilities. You were sure that going there, you're going to add value, and you're not just going to go and become
Yeah,
another
that's it.
nuisance. And I love that you said your business in Nigeria is not closed. I think that's so beautiful. And I also understand that even though it was just a few years ago that you left, you've also visited Nigeria. I think you were in Nigeria this year or so. So,
Yeah, that was last
so
year, late last year.
late last year. So that's beautiful. So, like I always say to people, wherever you go, don't forget home.
Mm,
There's a
yeah.
reason why you were born Nigerian. Some people build the UK, some people build the US. We will need to build Nigeria together. And by saying that, I don't mean that you must stay in Nigeria. If you have to move to the US, move. It has become global, and you can go and come back and you can achieve from wherever you are. All right, my next question. Okay. All right. Okay. I think you've already said something along that line. Do you have any regrets in life?
Yeah, I think this question rather still brings me back what I just said. Why I migrated. The only regret I had is I loved football when I was a a teenager. I used to be a very good footballer back in Kaduna. The only regret I have is I didn't play football.
Hmm.
Football was actually my first dream. Then I was growing up watching Thierry Henry play. I was tailoring my kind of football around him, hoping I was going to get the required push to get to abroad and then play for a big club. But it never happened, and that is why I'm pushing my own kids earlier now so that they can be able to get going, get moving, and then they will not have regret. So the only regret I have in life is that I didn't have the kind of childhood I wanted. That if I'd had it, I would not be here. My name would be ringing bell up there. So I didn't want such thing to happen to my children, and that was why I migrated.
Great.
So that's my only regret,
I,
my
I,
childhood.
I'm going to ask this follow-up question because you talk about childhood. I remember you mentioned that you were from, or you are from, a single mother, which
Yeah.
means that your dad is not there. I don't know the situation, but do you think that that impacted your life or that affected your life in one way or the other?
Oh, okay. Impacted because I'm a success. Let me don't say I'm a success. Achieving my dream. So I should say it impacted it. But I would have done better if they could parented me. You understand? I know I would have done better because there were parts I applied that, being around the wrong group when I was growing up, that would have cost me my dream. But because of the very, very hard hand of my uncles, I was able to get my reading back. So I would say it's been 50-50. It impacted my life positively, and then it was a how do I put this? It held me back at the pace I would have moved. I didn't move at that pace. Things I'm achieving now should have been achieved maybe 15 years ago if I had, I was co-parented.
Great. I want to get this right. What is your dream? Is your dream playing football or doing fashion designing?
We all have plan A and plan Bs. As a young boy, I didn't see myself growing up. I think you should get me right. Growing up for me, I love football. I wanted to become a footballer. At the age when I started my clothing line, I was way ahead of being a teenager. So I knew that football was not it again. That was when I started fashion. So childhood dream and not dream is not the same. Childhood dream would have maybe materialized if maybe my father and my mom were together and they knew they could invest in this dream for me to become a footballer. But when I started clothing line, I was already, I think, 22 in the university. So it was pretty late for me starting football at that age. So when I was in university. Yeah.
So this means that if you had been successful as a footballer, would you think that you would still have pursued fashion designing?
Yes. Look, Oyefeso, we are all created multi-talented. That's how God created us. But people do not do research about themselves. I know how to talk. I know how to write. I write very well. You've read some of my write-ups. I write, I talk. I'm a fashion designer. I'm an inspiration, I'm a footballer, I was a footballer, you know what I mean? So we are talented. If I'd become a footballer, definitely I would have opened a fashion line, maybe after leaving football, because it was inherent in me. It just for me to have discovered it. I knew I loved, because growing up, my mom used to tell me that I like to look good. Whenever I wear clothes, I want to pose. Back then, I want to snap. There were no phones that could snap, but she tells me that she was not surprised seeing me becoming a fashion designer because it was in me. So I don't know if you get me right now. If I'd become a footballer, I would have opened a fashion line. I would have been a motivational speaker as well. I'll be able to carry everything together. Yes.
Great. I believe you can still be a motivational speaker, and I think you do it also online. I see some of the things you post. So I think that it is not too late to still pursue your dream in the area of motivational speaking.
Yeah.
All right. Who is your greatest icon in life? Your greatest icon who you admire the most?
I think it's Vodi Sheyi Vodi. When I started my clothing line, it was someone that had a very pathetic story. Starting, you can find time and read about him. He's one of the greatest. You know about him. So he started in Gogolada. In fact, when I started, he was already a household name in Gogolada, just in Gogolada. So within 2-3 years, he got into the heart of Abuja, and then it was getting it big, But before then, I've read about Franco Sodi. I've read about Franco Sodi, one of Nigeria's biggest designer back then. I've read about Mudiaga. Those were my mentors that I could always look up to. And then Yomi Casual. Yeah.
Great. So if you can change anything in this world, what would it be?
I would change African leaders. What is, I'll be able to tell African leaders what they need to know, what they should do to make Africa become what it's supposed to be.
Okay, briefly, can you tell us what's that? What do you think they need to do?
I think our leaders travel and they see things that are obtainable everywhere across the world. I don't know the militating factor or things that are stopping our African leaders to achieve what they should achieve. I don't know, maybe there are secret influences. I don't want to delve into that. It could take us longer. There are nationalistic factor from behind that is holding them back. I don't know, but I think they are unintentional about what it means to become a leader. They are just about their families and then their cohorts.
Great.
They are not about what
Great.
the society needs in
We need to
entirety.
move. We have a couple of more questions, and our time is very short. So thank you for that opinion. Thank you for that opinion. I hope our leaders are listening. I love the fact, I think I picked that one. You said they are not intentional about the change that they should, produce.
Look at
They
China.
were only there
Look at
for
China.
themselves.
Just look at China. China. I was talking about this to a friend. I said, go and read about the incursion of China by Japan. In 1990, China was a shadow of themselves. Just 1990 here.
Yes.
But look at China.
1990.
China is the biggest brand in the world. Take it or leave.
Yes.
Forget about what the press is doing. The Western press is doing against them. They've surpassed the minds of every human being living on Earth. They are just up there. Talking about engineering, talking about sports, talking about health. They are just up there. Forget what the Western media is saying about them.
Okay, so are you in your profession for the money or for passion?
Oh, I'm in the profession for the passion. Yeah, it still goes back to the offer you gave me that if I could walk away from fashion because I got the money. Because what I do now in the UK gives me more money in 16 shifts than what fashion gives me in a month. But I'm still doing fashion. So you see, that is passion that is actually keeping me. I would have just let go what I'm doing in Nigeria. How much does it fetch me in pounds? But I love what I'm doing. I still want to keep that influence back home. Yeah.
Great. So I love that you said even though it's not giving you so much now, you will still stay committed because of the passion.
Yeah.
I think that is very, very, very important. All right, let's move quickly. So, in one or two sentences, I still want you to talk to Nigerians and to African leaders. I think you should still say one or two things. Personally, I think that the problem of Africa is Africans or the people are not necessarily the leaders, because it is still the same people that will elect these people. In Nigeria, you can imagine they claim they are going through all kinds of challenges, but you will see in the next election, they will still go and queue behind these people. So at the end of the day, you see that the leaders are being chosen from the people. So what message do you have for the people? As someone who has seen Nigerian and seen UK, what message do you have for the people and maybe for the African leaders?
Okay, I'm going to say this. African leaders, are you listening? Africa has what it takes to be up there. Africa has the potential. Africa has the resources. Africa has the people that can make Africa become Africa. We need to look beyond our weaknesses and uphold our strength. We need to be intentional about what we want. We need to make sacrifices. We don't need to keep it till tomorrow. Let's start today. We need to tell our children that this continent can be great again, and we need to start it for them and achieve it for them. It is not impossible. If China can do it, if Vietnam can do it, if so many Asian countries that were nothing 30 years ago and are something today, if they could achieve it, then we can do it. African leaders, we have what it takes to do it.
Okay, great. So I want you to leave one or two sentences for someone out there who has listened to you and would like to be like Zeemobi. What will you say to them?
You must be prepared for rejection. You must be prepared for defeat. You must be prepared for mistakes. These things are ingredients that shapes you. They are ingredients that gives you stamina for the perilous times. You must know that what you're doing might not give you success today or will not give you success today. My brand is over 13 years old. I am not 1 year old. I'm not 2 years old. It's been rough and tough, but I've held on to push. I might not be where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be. So I would advise whatever career you've chosen, whatever business you're doing, is it farming, is it transportation, is it fashion, is it a motivational speaker? Do your research, read wide, invest in yourself. Don't be perturbed about your failures. Don't be moved about your setbacks. They are going to happen. You cannot zero it out. No matter what prophet tells you that you are on for greatness, they might not tell you that you're going to face resistance. But the same Bible that they preach, go back to it. The same Quran that you read, go back to it. There's never been a great person or personality in the Bible or in Quran that didn't face any resistance. Is it Joshua that became, a leader in Israel? When it was asked to go and check the promised land, he came back to tell them that there were giants that are going to stop them from achieving it. So let's be realistic. You are going to face resistance in everything you're doing. And when you do it, think about what you can do after it. I know you must have invested some money. Yes. Think about how to get some fund and start again. You might not start using the strategy you used previously, but you're going to use a better strategy so that you can be better this time.
Great.
So
Great.
That's my advice.
Thank you so much, Mr. Olayinka. It's been
You're
very
welcome,
beautiful in the last 46 minutes talking to you. I look forward to bringing you again as you achieve more milestones. We'll bring you back to share with us, to inspire us, to inspire our viewers, and we share ideas and all that. Thank you so much. The information for you to come here was short, but you made it happen. I sincerely appreciate that. Thank you so much, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oyefeso, and I hope this goes viral too, and because we actually need, to motivate our children. They are almost giving up. They are choosing the path of disaster, the path of getting funds fast, and then getting to succeed faster. It could cost them their lives. It's going to cost them their bigger dreams in a bigger picture. They should stay away from crime. Crime is not tenable. It's not something that you can hold on to for too long. I hope they listen.
Yeah, guys, you heard that. You heard that. Life is a process. Success is a process.
Yeah.
And just like you said, Mr. Ayodele, that you hope this go viral, I believe it will go viral. And even if it does not go viral in quote, it will reach the right people. Because I used to tell people that how you define success may not be the way God defines success.
Yeah.
A pastor with 10 members may be achieving greater success than a pastor with 1 million members.
Yes, sir.
It may just be one person that this interview was designed for, and the person will listen and pursue his dream and achieve his dream. And later, 20 years after, he will say, oh, thank God that I listened to conversation with Victor Oyefeso, where Mr. Ayodele was invited. Once again, thank you guys. Thank you for following. Thank you for listening. Please share this video. That's one of the things you can do for us. Share this video, and please stay tuned so that you know who we are bringing on next. Once again, thank you.